Welcome back to another episode of Residual Earners Podcast. I am Presley, and this is
Reagan.
Yes. And we are excited to be here with you guys. Man, our podcast has been exploding. The subscribers have been going crazy, and we have been blessed beyond measure with all your support. So thank you for all that. We want to add value to your life. We want to bring you positivity and information that'll help you. And that's our goal. I mean, that is really our goal. And, you know, Reagan has been in our university, which is residualearnersuniversity.com, by the way, if you haven't signed up. But Reagan's been in there. She's been doing a lot of stuff with social media, with SEO, with AI. I mean, she is amazing. And, you know, today I think you want to cover a few things.
I do. So recently on our Digital Edge call, we talked about how to create a marketing funnel. So I want to talk about a few things today, but I want to start off with a marketing funnel. So I'm going to ask you.
Hey, do something real quick, though. Tell people about Digital Edge, because I think that is a huge part of our university.
So we have a Tuesday call called the Digital Edge. It's Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we go over anything digital marketing. So we've had several different calls. We've used AI to create branding. We've used AI to create websites. AI is something we talk about a lot. Of course, everybody needs to be, if you're not leveraging AI right now or using it, you're behind. So if you're interested in any of that, it's in the university. But we also go over other digital marketing tactics to help grow your business. We talk about search engine optimization, content creation. We're going to start learning about advertising. I'm going to talk about that, how to run an ad. So, we talk about many different things, but the cool thing about the calls is it's not like going through the course. I'm actually either going through a course I created or training with you guys, showing you some real data. I actually have clients that I do advertising for, and I'm able to kind of show the process and show what works. Obviously, I don't show anything proprietary, but I do show my strategy so that you kind of have a leg up and a better understanding of how to do it. Because that's one thing that you don't get out of buying a course. You buy a course, and then what? You don't have the hands-on training. You're not able to ask questions to an expert. So the Tuesday calls, that's what the Tuesday call is for.
And, you know, I am technologically challenged. But thanks to Reagan, I'm actually getting into it a little bit. And, you know, when AI first came out, Reagan, I didn't think I would use it. I mean, I just thought, I can't live without it now. I mean, I use it every day in business. I use it every day when I'm writing emails. I use it every day when I want questions on an interview. I use it every day. And I agree with you that, guys, if you're not using, like ChatGPT, I'm telling you, it's a game changer.
It really is, and I think people are afraid of it. You know, there's some concerns, which, you know, I get it. It's a pretty scary technology if you think about how it comes up with some of the answers it gives you and the personality behind it. Sometimes feels like you're talking to a human. I get in arguments with AI. They never argue back with me. They're constantly sorry. But it really is. It could be a little frightening, but there's no way we're going to escape it. Just like when a phone came out and everybody started having telephones, like there's no way to escape that. There was no way to escape when social media came out. I know the older generation's like, I'll never download that. Well, everybody's on Facebook. My grandpa uses Facebook. He loves it. So it's like initially everyone rejects it until it comes to a point that everybody is using it, and that's what's going to happen with AI. I mean, if you own a business and you want to automate your processes, it's like you can either hire a ton of people or you can leverage AI, and AI can do 80% of the work. And you may be against that, but at some point, it's what everybody else is going to be doing.
It's called bottom line.
Bottom line, they're going to be moving much quicker than you. That's just the bottom line. So I know some people are against it, but it's in your best interest to learn it. You don't have to worship it, but learn it. Learn how to monetize it. Learn how to use it in your business and in your daily life, because I actually use AI to create my calendar for the week. I ask ChatGPT, I give it all my tasks and when certain things are due, and then it organizes what my calendar should look like for the week. And honestly, that's something that would take me forever. I would probably just keep procrastinating, setting up my calendar, but it does it within minutes.
You know what's kind of funny? Maybe you do this too, but I'm talking back and forth with AI with ChatGPT, and I'm going, would you please do this for me? And it's like I'm talking to somebody almost.
Oh, yeah.
I don't just say, hey, give me this list. I go, would you please give me this list? I mean, it's kind of funny how it's almost like I got a friendship going with it.
You know, I got in an argument with a good friend of mine, or we just got in a disagreement, and I was like, you know, when you're disagreeing and you feel so passionately about something, there's a lot of emotion. And when there's too much emotion, you start to lose logic. So I was like, I'm going to use ChatGPT and give ChatGPT like the whole scenario and see what ChatGPT says. And it was like, well, here are 5 ways like you're not considering their feelings and maybe how they perceived what you said. And I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I wasn't even thinking about that because I was so emotional. So, yeah, this sounds bad. And this is probably where people are like, that's dangerous. But it's so logical that sometimes it's helpful in a personal situation.
Yeah. Well, bottom line, guys, use AI, use ChatGPT.
Yep.
I agree with Reagan. It has some scary aspects to it, but you can't ignore it. I mean, you just can't. It saves too much time, saves too much money. It's here to stay. So learn to use it. All right, Reagan, teach us something.
Well, marketing funnels. So my question is to you, when you hear the word marketing funnel, this isn't to call you out, but when you hear marketing funnel, what do you think of?
You know, I'm thinking about getting leads and putting it in something to see if they've got more interest, where if they do, then we can follow up with them. And if they don't, we just kind of chunk them to the side. I mean, that's my simple way of talking about a marketing funnel.
That's like 90% accurate. That was good. I thought maybe you'd be like, I don't know. But no, you run a funnel yourself. And I would say that's what a marketing funnel is.
And I'm sure I didn't have the technical terms right, but chunk them out, but I'm sure that's not a technical term. But
everything I think was perfect the way you said it, because I may sound too technical when I talk about it, and people just need to understand it. They need a down-to-earth description. I would say all of that is true, except for if they go through your funnel, you don't have to chunk them to the side. So that's what I want to talk about today. We talked about how to build a funnel. So I'm going to give an example of a funnel. I'm going to use us as an example. We have a TikTok platform, and you guys, if you're watching today, you probably came from the TikTok platform. If you didn't, go to Residual.Earners on TikTok. That we have a bigger following on there, and Presley goes live every single morning. If he's not there, then I hop on sometimes. So it's a fun place to be. But you probably found us from TikTok, and the way we set up people to get into our university, because before we didn't have a funnel to help people. We're putting out content, or Presley's putting out content. He's showing up every day on the lives, but we needed to create a way to help people, a more tangible way to help them. So we started the university, which people can buy into the university. They get to talk with experts every week. They get to hop on my digital call every Tuesday. They get access to course material, and they get to connect with hundreds of like-minded individuals. So we had to create something so everyone could go to one place and get access to the things that Presley believes in his network and the resources that he's creating to help everybody, right? So the funnel is you got to have a top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. I'm saying fuddle.
Fuddle, those fuddles.
Funnel. So top of funnel, usually what it looks like, it's the awareness part of the funnel. So you got to make people aware of what you're selling or who you are. So Presley does a good job of this. He created a lot of awareness. He spent 6 months creating content on TikTok before he ever had a true funnel. So he had a lot of awareness, and how he did that was organic posts, but mainly he worked his way up. He posted organically consistently every day until he was able to go live. And then when he was able to go live, that's where he started to get a mass following. The algorithm was pushing his lives like crazy. And he got over 200,000 followers very quickly. Very, very quickly. So that's the awareness part. And then you have the offer, right? So after he had got all this awareness, he built the offer, which is the university. And the university is where people go in, and obviously they get access to all this stuff, but that was the offer. So you have to buy into the university. Of course, there's a reason you have to buy into it. It's amazing. If you guys are wondering, it's $29 a month for experts, resources, and a community of like-minded individuals. But that's the offer, right? So what is your offer? So you have awareness, you have the offer, and then you have the purchase. Or wait, no, sorry. You offer, then you have the purchase, and then towards the bottom of the funnel is where you continue to nurture and create loyalty with your customer. So let's talk about a couple of different scenarios. You have somebody that saw Presley, they go to his offer. So the way that ours works is they see Presley, they sign up on a landing page, we're able to get their data, and then it brings them to our school, which is a separate platform. And then they can buy in or they won't buy in. There's many different reasons why people aren't ready to buy in. Maybe they're just not ready to spend the money, which is totally okay. Maybe they're still considering buying in. Maybe they aren't fully bought in. They want to build a little bit more trust. They want to hop on a little bit more lives. There's so many scenarios in which somebody won't buy from you just yet.
Yeah, they've got to really know, like, and trust you.
They do.
And if they know, like, and trust you, then they're more willing to spend $29. Even though $29 isn't a whole lot of money, it's still money, and they got to develop that trust with you.
Absolutely. Trust is one of the number one things. So you might not create trust right when somebody is maybe browsing to buy from you. So if you have something like a landing page that gets their information and they're agreeing to put their information in, now you're able to nurture them. So there's a nurture part of the funnel where you can go in, send them different types of offers or discounts. That way, when they're ready to make that change in their life and they're ready to sign up, for your program or whatever it is you're selling, you have stayed top of mind. You have consistently nurtured them with an email or whatever way you're nurturing, and you don't lose them. So the part where you said you kick them out, business owners, they think they have to kick them out. They think, oh, we're just going to get all these people in, and then we'll just discard the people that weren't interested.
But I guess people's minds could change.
They can change at any point.
So you just keep nurturing them.
You keep nurturing them. You treat them like a customer for life. Now, they may go into, the funnel. They may go into a bucket that is different from your active customers. That's important. So your active customers, our active members, they get exclusive stuff because they're members. They're not in the same bucket as these other individuals who haven't signed up yet. So you want to treat people differently, right? So you can treat the people that haven't signed up as if they're, still important. They're a customer. You send them the weekly emails because you want to nurture them until they're ready. You want to let them know that you haven't given up on them, and that they can still access the community no matter what. But then your members need to be treated a little bit differently, where they're members. They pay to be there. There's certain things that they need to be offered. And so you want to have those two different buckets, but that's kind of how a funnel works. You'll have people that buy in immediately, and you'll have people that aren't ready, but there's so many different reasons why they're not ready. For me, I just have ADHD, so I could be serious. And let's say I come across Presley's live. I've never seen him before, but he has this university. I'm interested. I go to sign up. It asks me for my credit card details. I don't have my credit card near me. I'll come back to this later. Well, then by the time I get on TikTok, I'm seeing another coach or whatever, and maybe I choose them. Well, Presley just lost me because maybe he didn't have a landing page to get my information before I decided, that I'm ready. He has a landing page. So in a scenario like this, how he's currently running it, if I sign up on the landing page before I'm asked to pay, he at least has the ability to send me a message the next day and say, hey, Reagan, we know you were interested. We'd like to offer you a free audio book by joining today. Whatever he may want to say that follows up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I wanted to sign up for that university. I have my credit card right here, right next to me. I'm going to do it now. You got to meet people where they're at.
Right.
I actually have a graph I created.
And let me ask you this, before you form that funnel, should you form the funnel like the way I did it is I went 6 months, had no offers, no nothing, just building the following.
Yeah.
Is it good to build the following and then start the funnel, or do you recommend you put the funnel in place as you're building your following? Because obviously, when we launched
Yeah.
with our funnel, my gosh, we had hundreds of people signing up. And I think it was because I don't think, it was because we had built that loyal following for 6 months.
Yeah.
And now they're all jumping in. But I didn't know, for somebody that's watching and it's new and they're thinking, okay, do I build a following, then do a funnel, or do I do a funnel, then build a following?
I think it's really, I think the funnel should be there in the beginning. Someone may not trust you at the beginning because your content's moving slow, and that's okay. That just means you're not going to get a lot of people in the funnel. But as you start building trust over time, people will go and move through your funnel. For you, if you had a funnel in the beginning, there'll probably be a lot more members because we can't predict what happens with the algorithm. You can get 100,000 followers overnight off of a video that just goes viral. So I think having it in place in the beginning is, you're not really working backwards. Now, if you create consistent content for 6 months and you're not really ready to have a funnel, or you don't have an offer yet, maybe your offer is dependent on how your people are responding with you. So I will say, with the way we did it, I think it was really good, because if we had our funnel in the beginning, sure, we would have had more members, but also we have spent 6 months learning about our community.
Yes.
So when we started our university, we already knew exactly kind of what they were looking for, versus having the funnel in the beginning, which we may have more members, but we would have started off kind of still in that learning phase, especially in the community. So I think it depends. Like, if we started in the beginning, we would have had probably more people by now, but because we started after learning our community, when the university launched, we already understood them, we already knew some of them. I think it kind of worked out better coming in afterwards and already having a relationship with some of these people.
I agree.
I think it depends.
Now, you did a graph. I didn't mean to interrupt you a while ago. I kind of got you off task there.
I have a graph, and I will try to post this on the podcast, but there's a funnel graph. I don't know if anybody's going to see this, wherever it is.
Maybe you could just talk about it just real quick.
So this is the funnel.
And it looks like a funnel. She built it like a funnel.
It looks like it's a funnel.
Yeah, it's bigger at the top and gets smaller as it goes down.
So, okay, this is the verbiage I was looking for. The top of the funnel, you have awareness. That's what we talked about. On TikTok, you're building awareness. On Instagram, you're building awareness. On YouTube, you're building awareness. Then you have interest and consideration. Then you have conversion. And then you have the post-sale loyalty part of the funnel. So you're building awareness. Then you're building consideration. Then you're converting them into a customer. And then post-sale, you're continuously building loyalty with your current customer and the ones that maybe filled out a lead magnet but never actually purchased anything. You still want to treat them like they're a customer.
So you don't chunk them to the side, like I said, huh?
No, don't chunk them to the side, because I've talked about this with car dealers. They don't get especially in buy here, pay here, you can speak to this. Someone doesn't get approved and they're throwing them in the trash. Well, why didn't they get approved? Maybe they didn't have the down payment that day. They make the income, but they made bad financial decisions and they didn't have the down payment that day. Well, they may have the down payment 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 4 months from now. Why aren't we saving that data and nurturing those individuals and trying to earn them?
Stay on their mind.
And stay on their mind, because people are just in different. I've been in positions in my life where I want something so bad, and then I back out of it last minute because I just don't think it's a responsible decision. But then 4 months later, I'm ready for it. And then guess what? I'm probably not buying from the same person at that point, because you guys know how the internet works. If I search on Google, I might see a different thing every single day.
Right.
Unless I know exactly who I want to work with. If you're not capturing me, I'm not going to remember you. There's so much competition out there. So you have to have a funnel for people, and you have to treat people like everybody's a customer, because you never know when somebody's going to be ready. In the university, someone may not be ready to spend $29 a month, but you never know. They may get a raise, they may get some extra time, and then they're ready 4 months from now. We want to still be there offering them stuff and staying top of mind, and even in an email, sending them some inspiration and hope that they can have. So one day let's say they're having the worst day ever. They didn't sign up at when they saw the university, but they're having the worst day ever, and they get a quote from Presley, and they're like, man, I needed that. This feels good. I'm going to join this university, because if I can have this every day, then I can't imagine how I feel. That's
and don't eat pizza once a month is what you said.
Okay, yes. So this morning on our live, someone gave some great advice. And I've said this before, but what are you willing to do to sacrifice? What are you willing to sacrifice to make your dreams come true? And we had somebody, it's $29 a month, the university. Someone said, that's one less pizza a month. One of our members goes, man, I'll eat rice and beans before I leave this university.
Yeah. And somebody said, I'll eat a PBJ a couple of times.
Listen, ramen noodles does a great job. There was a point of time when I was in college that I really wanted to go to college, and I actually had 2 jobs, and I wanted to pay for my own rent, and I didn't want to live at home. I just was so against that. My mom, I went to UNT, which is only 45 minutes away from my mom, but I did not want to live with my mom. I love my mom, but there was a divorce happening, and I was like, I got to stay focused. So I did whatever it took to live in this apartment, Presley, and me and my roommate were scrapping. Like, you guys would not believe what you can live off of. Like, we were finding quarters and stuff, and this is kind of funny. The pizzas are actually cheaper than a lot of the groceries. We would always get a pizza and share it, but we were eating like rice and beans. I remember that I would just get I would garlic salt rice, white rice, and I would just like no protein, just carbs, whatever I could eat, because I knew that if I stayed at home, I would be put in a mental space where I feel like I needed to start taking care of my family, and I love my family, but I wasn't able to like go to that next level unless I kept the peace within myself. So what are you willing to do to make your dreams come true? A year after that, I got a marketing job. I stayed the course. I dropped out of college. It's funny, but I ended up getting my own little apartment, stayed the course, got a job, and then entered my dream. But sometimes you gotta live like you may be broke, but if you're not broke, live like you're broke and make the sacrifices it takes to make your dreams come true.
Well, for $29, pizza once a month, or what? I think you said 4 lattes would probably do it at Starbucks, or
cancel your Netflix subscription. If you're serious about your goals, you don't need to be watching TV like that. That's gonna sound aggressive, but I promise you, it is distracting you from your goals.
Time-wasting electronic income reducer is what I call a TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you do that and not drink 1 Starbucks and maybe 1 pizza, you can afford the university.
Oh, yeah. Or just one night of not going to happy hour, and you got $29.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's really $29 it's only a couple coffees.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy to say. All right, funnels. Put some finishing thoughts on funnels for people.
Well, I'm building a marketing funnel course after the social media courses. So if you aren't in the university, I would definitely check out the university, see if you're interested in it, because we are going to be posting all these topics that I talk about they're gonna turn into courses, and we're gonna launch them in the university. But we have a recorded video on how to build a marketing funnel that's in the university. It's not a course, but you're getting the same information and a little training already. So if you're interested in that, residualearnersuniversity.com, come join us.
Yeah, and guys, the university, we did it where we could take a more hands-on approach with people, because doing a live, we just, we can give some good information, obviously, and we feel like we do. But the university was built so that I could get to know you, Reagan could get to know you. We know the people in the university, or at least the ones that are engaged, and you learn what people are needing. And Reagan is amazing at doing courses, and we've got my blueprint for success in there. How I went from the ghettos to millionaire. We've got a lot of stuff from Reagan. We've got a video library where, as we bring all these people in as experts, it's in Zoom, and we record them and we put them in our video library. And I'm talking about real estate, insurance, wealth management, SEO, AI. I mean, you name it. We've got videos in there talking about all this stuff. and you got access to that. And then, I think Reagan hit it a while ago, but the biggest thing is you get to network with over 600 people. In 4 months, we've got a university that has 600 plus people in it, and you get to network with those folks and get to know those folks. And I'm going to say this, and it sounds almost corny, but it's the most upbeat, positive place I have ever seen, bar none. Reagan and I were talking about this yesterday, and that we've got over 600 people. We've been doing it about 4 months now, and we have not had to reprimand one person for being negative in our university. Not one person, which boggles my mind.
No, it's truly it's same. I'm as we grow, I know it's going to get harder to kind of maintain that type of integrity or those types of individuals, but I also have this feeling that it's not going to be as hard as we think, because the messaging and the content we put out is attracting a certain type of individual, and if as long as we stay targeted like that, we're going to keep getting like-minded individuals, and I believe that it's going to stay that way. And also, who would pay to be a hater?
Yeah, well, that's a life lesson I talk about all the time. Hate always comes from the bottom, guys. Successful people don't jump on something and hate. Hate always comes from the bottom. It's people that are jealous, people that haven't accomplished anything. So as you start having success in your life, just understand there will be a hater every once in a while, and that's fine. Just understand that it's coming from the bottom. But, we are blessed beyond measure to have Reagan. Reagan is a superstar in the making. I'm telling you guys, we are fortunate to have her on our team along with Bears Jahanian, and then we've got some leaders in our university that are phenomenal. And I'm just telling you, it's a lot of fun doing this. You get in the university, you get to know us on a more, I don't know about personal level, but maybe business personal.
Yeah.
You get to know us a little bit more, and you hear a little bit about our personal life as well. But we get to know you, and it's a lot of fun. We have a blast. And last night we had a big event with our team, our university team, and hearing the people talk about their success stories and how it is help them in their life. I mean, we had people that had basically been a hermit for 4 years, and they got in the university, and now they're out and they're meeting people and they're getting back into life again. And I mean, I could just go on, but we have fun doing it, and you learn a whole lot. So I recommend highly that you join us.
I agree. I'm going to leave them with one last thing.
Okay.
Because we talked about this, but wherever you're at, if you're trying to make money online, I think one of the best things to consider is that there probably is a way to make something happen for somebody else online for certain types of businesses. And that was really broad, but let me get specific. For example, what are you an expert in? What is your background? You probably can build a business around selling leads to whatever the current business you work for. I mean, there's so many different ways to get savvy. I have a friend who is not a roofer. Speaking of roofers, Jordan is a roofer, his son, but I have a friend who's not a roofer. They cold call for roofers because they used to work for a roofing company, and then they were like, I'm kind of making not the commissions that I want. I'm just going to build a lead system for roofers in this area, and I'm just going to go sell them the leads because basically he's like, I'll offer them the leads, and if they don't want them, I'll go to their competitor and offer them the leads. So he got savvy. He wasn't a business owner. He just was already doing roofing sales, and he was like, my commission sucks. I'm going to leave. I know about this, so what I'm going to do is build literally my own little agency. So he started off by himself. He found out how to run ads. He found out how to do SEO, and he even cold called. He set up like a cold calling system.
Does he have a funnel?
He's got a funnel.
He's got a funnel.
Of course he's got a funnel.
Oh, my gosh.
He's got a funnel, and he basically built this agency up to where now he is like an agency for roofers. So he targets roofers and says, I could be your lead system. Or he also was able to hire salespeople underneath him and show them the process. So now he's got a whole team. That's crazy. He literally started because he didn't like the commission he was getting from his job. But he was an expert in the space, and he knew enough to kind of get savvy, learn how to run an ad, and get leads to these roofers. And now he's making more money. He said, you're going to pay me a little commission? Well, guess what? Now I'm going to come to you with all these leads, and I'm going to make more money. this is kind of like high ticket sales. I've talked about it before, but you can actually get with companies. You can cold call them. And if you believe you're a good closer, you can go to some of these coaches and companies and say, hey, do you have a program that you sell, or do you have a high ticket service that you sell? Are you currently getting leads? Do you need closers? So it's commission only, but if you believe that you can close people, because a lot of businesses are getting leads, but they don't have a good sales team. They don't have closers. So you can call them and offer them for free, hey, give me 50 of your leads, and I'm going to close. I'll try to close 60% of them. I'm a good closer. And then you get high commissions because it's a high ticket service. That's being savvy. That's finding a way to make money online. You can learn something in marketing, whether that be social media, SEO, website design, branding. You can learn enough about it to build a business, outsource the person doing it, build some trust with an actual brand strategist or whatever, and then turn around and sell it. So I just want to say this because people think that they have to have this criteria to make money online or to change their life. No, you don't. You just have to be willing to be savvy. And that's how you're going to make money online. And then with residual earners, the ultimate goal is to turn the money that first you got to start making money. Presley talks about this. You got to start saving and making money. And then you can start investing into things that give your money a job to where, if you decide not to work, you're still making money when you sleep. That's the goal. But you got to get savvy and find out a way to make money.
Amen. Amen. You're amazing.
I don't know. I'm just living.
Well, you're amazing. Well, listen, guys, I'm sure you got something out of that. Obviously, you need a funnel. And, if you want more information on that, jump in our university, residualearnersuniversity.com. But you got a wealth of knowledge today just getting to listen to Reagan talk about that. And I'll say this, guys, understand this. You're created in the image of the God that spoke the universe into existence. You got greatness in you. You're amazing. You got untapped potential. You just got to get your mind thinking right, because it's your thoughts that create your actions, and your actions create your circumstances. And just get to doing a few things. Take some action. The universe rewards action. And if you say, well, I don't really know which direction to go, then I'm going to tell you this. Read you 10 pages out of a good business book or work or growth or personal growth book every day. 10 pages every day. And if you do that for a year, that's 3,650 pages. You've read 15 to 20 business books or personal growth books. Think about how many ideas you're going to get on how to make money and how to start a business and what business to start. Watch one personal growth giant on a podcast or on YouTube. One personal growth giant a day, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm not talking about an all-day deal, but one a day. Well, in a year, you've watched 365 personal growth giants. Wow. You think you're going to get some ideas? Well, of course. And then the biggest one is start running with people that are going somewhere in their life, people that are good money managers, people that are saving money, people that are investing money, people that are buying real estate, people that are starting businesses. Guys, if you'll read the books and watch the personal growth giants and run with the winners, you'll get an idea of something to start, and then you can use all this information that Reagan's given you to take it to the next level and start scaling it. Guys, you can do it. I'm telling you right now, you've got the ability to do anything you set your mind to. Well, listen, guys, we will be back next week, but we appreciate you being here. Reagan, thank you.